Your toddler trips on the sidewalk and falls. They look up at you. And here's what I need you to do. Don't run over. Don't gasp. And whatever you do, don't say, "Are you okay?"
I know.
Every protective instinct you have is screaming at me right now. That's cold. You can't just let them lie there hurt. But stay with me, because what I'm about to show you is practiced across Scandinavia, backed by pain psychology research. And it stops your child from becoming the kid who cries at every tiny bump. And it works in about 30 seconds. Danish parents discovered something about how children's brains process pain that Western parents completely miss. Pediatric psychologists confirmed it. And once you understand why your panic creates their panic, you'll never handle a fall the same way again. Here's what most of us do the instant our child falls. You react immediately. You rush over with alarm in your voice. "Oh no! Are you okay? Let me see." You inspect for damage. You're checking for blood, for scrapes, and your face shows all that worry. You comfort before they've even decided if they're hurt. "Oh, sweetie, you're fine. Don't cry. It's just a little bump." And when they start crying anyway, you escalate. You scoop them up. You rock them. You offer treats. "Want a snack? Should we get a Band-Aid?" Sound familiar? And it feels like love, right? Your child fell. They might be hurt. Your job is to comfort, to make the pain go away as fast as possible. But here's what's actually happening in their brain. Step 1. Your child falls. Their brain does a quick assessment. Did that hurt? How should I feel about this? They look to you for the answer. Step 2. They see your panic. Your rushing over, your worried face, your urgent voice. And their brain reads that as, "This is bad. Mom's scared. I must be really hurt." Your fear becomes their fear. Step 3. They cry. Not because they're hurt, because you just told their nervous system this is a crisis. What could have been, "Ow, I fell," becomes a 5-minute meltdown over a bump that left no mark. If you felt your heart jump when they stumble, if you've rushed over before you even knew if they were hurt, you're not a bad parent. You're human. But there's a much better way. Here's where Danish parents and pain psychologists figured out something completely different. Picture this: a playground in Copenhagen. A 3-year-old girl is climbing. She misses a step and falls onto the mulch. Maybe 2 feet. She lands on her bottom. She looks at her mother, who's standing about 10 feet away. Her mother doesn't move, doesn't rush over, doesn't gasp. She just looks at her daughter calmly and says, "You fell." The girl pauses, looks down at her body, checks her hands. The mother waits, still calm. "Are you hurt or are you okay?" The girl thinks about it. "I'm okay." She stands up, brushes off, and goes back to climbing. Total time, 20 seconds. No tears, no drama. Danish parents don't rush to comfort falls. They pause first. Because they understand something about how children's nervous systems work. When you stay calm, your child's brain borrows your assessment. Mom's not worried, so I must not be in danger. This is called co-regulation. Your nervous system becomes their reference point. If you're panicked, they panic. If you're calm, they assess their own body. Calm observation is faster than urgent comfort. I'm going to call this the pause and assess method. It's called a pause because the first move is stopping yourself from rushing in. I need to warn you. This will feel wrong. Everything in you will want to run over. That urge is exactly why most parents accidentally train their kids to catastrophize every bump. I'm going to walk you through 5 simple steps. 30 seconds. That's all we need. Step 1. Freeze and observe. The instant they fall, you pause. You don't move toward them. You stay exactly where you are. You watch. Are they moving? Getting up? Looking around? Your calm body signals. This is not an emergency. Most falls, kids pop right back up if you don't tell them it was a big deal. 5 seconds? Done. Step 2. Neutral acknowledgement. If they're still down and they look at you, you say calmly, "You fell," or "You tripped." Not, "Are you okay?" Not, "Oh no." Just observation. Their brain hears, "This is normal, not a crisis." 15 seconds, done. Step 3. Wait for their assessment. You let them decide if they're hurt. You don't tell them they're fine. You don't rush. You wait. Most kids will check their body, touch the ground. They're learning to self-assess. 20 seconds done. Step 4. Offer choice, not comfort. You say calmly, "Are you hurt or are you okay?" You're teaching them to tune into their own body. If they say, "I'm okay," you say, "Great. Ready to keep playing?" If they say, "I'm hurt," you say, "Let me look. Where does it hurt?" You're still calm. Still treating this as information, not crisis. Step 5. Proportional response. If there's actual injury, blood, real pain, you address it calmly. "You scraped your knee. Let's clean it and put a Band-Aid on." Not, "Oh, my poor baby." If there's no injury, you acknowledge and redirect. "Your knee is okay. No blood. Want to climb more?" Total time, 30 seconds. No meltdown. Here's what this looks like in real life. Without the pause and assess method. Your child trips. You gasp, "Are you okay?" You rush over. They cry. 5 minutes of wailing over nothing. They're scared because you were scared. With the pause and assess method. Same trip. You pause. You say calmly, "You tripped." They look at their hands, stand up, keep walking. 20 seconds. No tears. That's the difference. Here's what just happened in those 30 seconds. You stayed calm. Your child's brain registered, "I'm safe." You acknowledged without alarm. They learned, falls happen. This is normal. You waited for their assessment. Their brain practiced tuning into their body. You offered choice. They developed agency over their pain experience. You didn't just avoid a meltdown. You taught their brain a new pattern about pain and resilience. But here's what matters most. You're changing how their brain interprets physical discomfort for life. When you pause with calm, you teach, "My body is capable. I can assess my own state." Over time, sometimes in 1 week, falls happen, and your child doesn't even look at you. They check themselves, decide they're fine, move on. Day 1. You try this. They fall. You pause. They look confused because you didn't rush. They might cry because it's new. That's okay. Hold the calm. Day 3. They fall again. You pause and say, "You fell." This time they pause too. Check their knee, cry less. They're learning. Week 2. They fall. Look at you. You stay calm. They brush off and keep playing. No tears. The pattern is setting. By age 5, your child is the kid who falls, gets up, keeps playing, while others cry over the same bump. Because their nervous system learned a different pattern. Let me tell you what this looks like 6 months from now. Your child trips at school and skins their knee. It's bleeding a little. They walk calmly to the teacher and say, "I need a Band-Aid. I scraped my knee." The teacher is amazed. "Most kids are crying before they reach me. How are you so calm?" Your child shrugs. "It's just a scrape." The teacher emails you. "Your child has incredible emotional regulation around pain." You smile. Because for 6 months, every time they fell, you stayed calm. Every pause was a deposit. Every time you let them assess instead of telling them how to feel, you built confidence. Now they're not just brave, they're self-aware. They know the difference between surprise and injury. So here's your challenge. Next time your child falls, probably today, try something radical. Don't rush. Don't gasp. Don't ask if they're okay. Just pause. Stay calm. Say, "You fell." And wait. Watch how fast they assess and move on when you're not telling them it's a crisis. Remember that panicked, "Are you okay?" from the beginning? With the pause and assess method, they still fall. The bump is still the same. But they learn something more valuable than immediate comfort. They learn their body is strong, that they can trust their own assessment, that falls are just information, not catastrophes. And that changes everything. Try it. Come back. Tell me what happened. You've got this.